QB don't snooze. It's on your back, cause they hate you. Dog break through, son get through. But I'm break.
Yeah, man. Once again, man, we live. It's Parlay with us, man. You got me, Mr. Beans. You got Sean Doe, Hustle Stacks. Stoney might not make it in tonight, man, but he said, "What up, man?" We had a joyful weekend celebrating my daughter's college graduation from Howard University, the real HU, and thank you, man. And it was a good thing, man. I a lot of people showed up for, and a lot of Cook showed up, him and his family, they showed up, and I have friends and stuff. My man Jalik from New York and stuff like that showed up. A lot of people showed up, man, and Wifey had some friends that showed up. One of her friends who is an alumni of Howard, she showed up, man, and supported and everything. We had a good little graduation dinner party last night, man, at this place called Kitchens and Cocktails, man, in DC. That place is fire, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, nice place. If you ever go to DC, check it out. So it was a good weekend. And with that being said, man, yesterday was a good day. Right before we went to we did the graduation party last night. We was able to sit in the hotel bar, me, Crook, and my man Jalik, New York Knicks fan. We was able to sit in the bar and watch this New York Knicks Celtics game last night. So that's what I'm getting started with. We're going to start off with the Celtics win game 3. It was a big day. It was a big day for me, and it was awesome. It was like mojo. It was like an awesome day for the Celtics, had their foot on the neck at 30, putting 30 up on them at one point in time and trying to hold on to that lead when the Knicks felt as though they was wanting to fight. So it was a good game. What do y'all think about that, Stacks, though, man? How was y'all weekend, and what do y'all think about yesterday's game, man?
Go ahead, Doe. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. Sorry about that. I thought you were gonna go, Stack. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. See my mother Pearl, man. She's
yes. Happy Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to everyone.
Running around farming, and I went by the house farming in the garden. But shout out to her. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm not gonna front. I can't hide how I feel, bro. I just think it's the series is a series. It's just disappointing, man. Like I was talking to Stacks. Me and Stacks are, we talk every day, but it was more or less like I think we're still in a good position, man. I just feel like I thought in the playoffs is a playoff, so I'm not saying it's easy. But after game 2, it's just like I'm looking at it like, I'm still have that taste in my mouth. I know it's a new game. To me, it was a defense that triggered that whole thing yesterday. Obviously, they hit shots, man, but they on the defensive end, they were elite, in my opinion. You know what I mean? They were really elite. They getting in lanes. They were holding them. I don't think the Knicks scored over 100. I think they scored over 100 one time, I think, in game 1. I might be wrong. But either way, the defense ain't been bad, but in moments it has been bad, in crucial moments. But yesterday was just elite from start to finish.
Yes.
I'm a fan first, so like I said, man, I'm just frustrated. Like it's all, this is what the team is. Stacks always tells me, he's like, "No, this is what they are. You know what they are." But you figure, they would grow. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's still 2-1. I feel better about game 4 if they still play with that same energy on defense. Because they're not gonna change who they are offensively. So whether I like it, if they shoot 40, 53s, it doesn't matter what I feel. They don't run anything. They basically do a lot of ISO. They do make the extra pass when they want to. But for me, it's the defense. If they play defense like that, honestly, bro, they shouldn't lose another game in the series. If they play defense the way they play, they shouldn't lose another game in the series. So that's all I'm looking forward to, seeing if they could keep it up defensively on game 3 and obviously hit their shots. But to me, the defense spurred that offense,
Stacks, what you think about it, man?
I think that was a big win, man. That was a big win. I think Knicks gonna come out. If the Knicks lose this game, the next game they done. I'm telling you right now, they're not.
That's facts. That's
It could,
facts.
it could Celtics could possibly got a possibility to win off 4 straight. So obviously we're better than them. We've been beating them for the last. They only won two quarters out of 3 games. So they just got to Missoula just got to keep preaching some stuff, stay in these guys' ear, make sure the right guys, and it's great that we got contribute people. The others contributed. Like Pritchard came in, had a good game.
That's right.
I thought Cornette played solid at times.
Cornette played solid. He gave them some good minutes. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I thought Porzingis came in towards the end, gave some nice defensive minutes, not offensively, but defensively he played well towards the end. But
right,
and old man Al came in and played well. I just think we're just better than this team. There's no reason we should be up 3-0 right now.
That's true.
Right now.
I'm sorry.
That's true. Right now.
Yeah.
All we got to do is make these guys move their feet on defense. Stop settling for these threes because the Knicks, Thibodeau's defensive coach, but I ain't sold on Brunson on D. I'm sorry. Yeah. I ain't sold on certain people that they have on Towns. I ain't sold on Towns on D. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sold. Put them in ball screens, make them switch. And just go at him, man, and just go at Brunson every time you got the ball. Go at Brunson. Yeah. I think Pritchard could put pressure on him offensively.
That's what I was thinking. I'm thinking the same thing.
I just really think Pritchard.
He might be He might be the perfect matchup for Brunson.
And I also think Derek White and especially Holiday. We got to put Holiday in some post plays against Brunson and make him play. I haven't seen that dude play a solid 4 seconds of D the whole series. So I mean, they just gotta play better. Hopefully they'll be all right game 4. But the Knicks better not let us get that game. They're gonna come out. They might dig up Willis Reed and put him on the side of the court. You know what I'm saying?
Because they should have dug up everybody else in game 3.
Every time they come out of New York, you know what I mean? They got everybody in New York.
But they should learn their lesson by now. Like, they should just play ball instead of digging out all the superstars to try to help them have a momentum to win. Because I was saying it yesterday, and me and Stoney was watching the game. I said, yo, look who they got. All these dudes who ain't win sitting on the sideline cheering. I said, that's a bad omen. I said, yo, that's a bad omen for the Knicks. And my man Jalik was sitting right there. I said, yo, Jalik, they shouldn't even have none of them dudes. They shouldn't even show them dudes on camera. I said, now the Knicks is really going to get blown out. We left for a second, came back. They were up by 30. I said, oh, get out of here. Celtics really did their thing. And you know how they did their thing a little bit to kind of act a little bit on what Doe's saying about, yes, they live and die on this 3 and stuff like that. And that's kind of showed them why they lost the 2 games, right? But yesterday, a coaching thing happened yesterday. And the coaching thing that happened was Missoula said, yo, we have a dynamic duo with some great supporting cast among them offensively that we should be able to make a move to the rack and create a shot after that. And if you've seen some of the plays during the game, JB was the one who was facilitating the things to go down low. And when it didn't work, the kick out was happening and White and Tatum was actually cleaning up cleaning up that shot. So I think the Celtics have to do an inside out style of play to get the Knicks moving. Like you said, don't do the stagnant, like you said, the ISO ball and next thing you know, everybody's locked in on defense on man, and then you got one dude who's trying to play defense against Tatum or whoever, and they taking shots that's not unorthodox but not actually clean enough. And that's what was happening. I saw in game 1. I didn't watch game 2. I was traveling during game 2. But game 1, that's what I seen in game 1. They were living and dying by the 3. And not even some of them was good opens, but most of them was completely challenged. A lot of challenge 3-point balls that was going up in game 1. And when you don't got that open look, and if it ain't going down, that's not the recipe. You should have made that. You should have hit. Yes, the NBA's changed, and I know that. I'm not going to rant about it. The NBA's changed. It's the 3 ball, but to facilitate some kind of scoring, and if you ain't getting it by 3, you got to go back to the 2, the 18-footer, the 15-footer, the layup, the dunk, all that. That's what I see that the Celtics needed to clean up, and I think Mazzulla and coaching staff said, yes, we need to make moves towards the rack. We can't just step back and shoot outside the zone every time. Like it's not gonna, like, the percentage shots. Look, they threw up 40, which is great. They threw up 43s yesterday, and they made 20. Yes, they 50%. That's great. But are you gonna be 50% tomorrow?
Honestly, bro, I hear what you're saying, and you made a few good points in there, but honestly, bro, they were doing that drive and kick in the first 2 games. They just weren't hitting their shots. So, obviously it's I know this is gonna sound real corny. Stacks is gonna look at me, you gonna look at it. It is a make or miss league, though. You know what I mean? And the only thing is that I agree with you on Beans, which you did make a good point on. They didn't do as much ISO. You know what I mean? I don't know the exact possession percentage of that, but when I watched it, I didn't see as much as I did. Granted, I couldn't really watch. I watched the first game. I mean, the second game I was working, so I had to come and go from it. But I kind of knew what the vibe was, and when I rewatched it, they were getting some. Like I said, they were getting open looks, kick and drive, but they weren't making that extra pass. I felt. Like I said, I don't have the stats. I didn't see it. And I think that's what you're talking about as far as them JV going to the hole. And it's weird because they're missing just as many layups as they've been in threes in these last few games. Tatum missed some bunnies in there, fam. You know what I'm saying? I know it's the playoffs, a lot more contact in there. So it's not going to be what it is in the regular season. Guys, they just going to be scoring. I mean, unless you're deep Donovan Mitchell right now, who's doing whatever the hell he wants to do. But I want to make a point. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I don't really like that Hacker Mitchell. Because what it's doing is bailing them out at the end of quarters because they're already in the bonus. And it didn't come back to bite them yesterday or the day before because we was up by 30. That first game, or was it the first game or the second game, that bit them. Because Jalen Brunson got to the free throw line with 3 seconds left because you was already in the bonus. Could he have scored a different way? Would it have made a different? I can't predict that. But when you're already in the bonus with 4 or 5 minutes to go, that's why Denver lost. And Russell Westbrook, missing threes, but and Porter ain't showing up to play. But my point is like when you're already in the penalty with 5-6 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and I don't like that strategy. And another thing is, Stacks made a great point. We were talking during the week. I think they should just throw a few wrinkles in there. I would like to see Drew Holiday or Derek White bring the ball up more than Tatum. Especially when there's these crucial possessions, Tatum play out ball. Him and JB bring the ball up more Tatum than JB or Richardson. I'd rather them bring the ball up and run a different, well, they don't run shit, but give them a different look than Tatum being a point forward. I'm not really feeling that in these playoffs. I'm not feeling JB and Tatum with the ISO. I want to see more of a wrinkle. You don't have to do it the whole game, but just me and Steph were talking about just throwing a few wrinkles here and there. I don't like how Joe's coaching it. Joe's getting out coached by Tibbs in this. And I don't know if he's listening to whoever he's listening to. I don't think it seems like his assistants he ain't listening to them dudes. Why have 20 coaches on the sideline if you ain't gonna listen to them?
True.
I know Cassell's giving him different information than what he's putting out there. I know for a fact. True. Cassell's giving him different information. He's just like, yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna do X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying?
I think the coaching really showed up yesterday, though. It did. That's just my
I
assessment.
don't think it did. I just think they play harder, bro. They play harder on defense and they hit their shots. They don't run anything. You understand what I'm saying?
I
They
feel
don't
what you're
run
saying.
anything and they still hacking Mitchell. That's my thing. I didn't really see any adjustments. I just seen them play harder on defense, clog passing lanes. To be fair to him, I don't really mind his substitution pattern because you're not gonna run 9-10 unless you're Golden State, who don't have, who Golden State does that. I think OKC does that. Cleveland might do that. But he's not really running anybody out there. So him tightening up that, with Cornette, I think he sees KP's not where he's at. He's subbing him out when he needs to. He's starting to take the timeouts when he needs, so I'll give him that. That was a big difference in Game 3 was those timeouts too. So yeah, he coached better yesterday, but overall, I still don't trust him.
Real quick. I don't want to cut you off, man, but real quick, man. David Burns is driving in his car, and he said, "What's up to the fellas?" Right, as y'all see, he's on the way back from Dallas, Texas. Congratulations to your son, David Burns. On his college graduation.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing. I know how he feel. I was there this weekend at my daughter's graduation there in at Howard. Shout out to shout your son's school out, man. Shout out his alma mater so I could, put that out there. But shout out to David Burns and the Burns family and his son graduating from college, man. It's a beautiful thing, man.
Shout out to David Burns on that.
Shout out, man. That's a beautiful thing. Another educated brother, man. That's a good thing.
Man. I love that, man. I love these kids graduating positivity. We need to start, focusing on that more. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's a good thing, man. When I saw to witness, that was I think that was my first college graduation that I've been to on that type of spectrum. And it was a special thing. It was dope, man. It was dope. Get to see the Qs and them do their thing after they get their diploma. They do their thing and do they dance and they step and all that, man, and the barking and all that. And the whole stadium is all hyped up about it. To see that type of stuff, especially at the HBCU, representing the HBCU, Howard University, I'm telling you, that was special. It's a good thing, man, to be part of that type of family, though, that whole Howard family. So shout out to David Burns, man. I don't know what school your son went to, but if you put it up there, I'll shout that out, man. You're coming from Dallas, Texas area. That's a good thing. Yeah, man. So T, man, what you got on going? And shout out to everybody in the YouTube and Facebook, man, that's in here chopping it up with us, man. And, watching the show and stuff like that, man. We appreciate it, man. We're bringing you more to come. We're talking this Celtics and NBA playoffs right now. Celtics came back and, they bounced back. It was a bounce back win for the Celtics yesterday. Hopefully this is, a wake up, because that was a wake up, type of tune up for them. They really ready to go now. They got the engine going now. So hopefully that's what we're getting from the Celtics going forward. So Stacks, man, any last words on the Celtics before we move on some of these other teams here, man? We got OKC in Denver. We got, the Cleveland Cavaliers series. We got this Minnesota series. So what you got on the Celtics before we move on?
Nah, I think they're gonna be all right, man. I think they're gonna be all right. They just gotta play. If they play like they played the other night, they'll be straight. I don't know. I like to see that plus minus on that Hacker Mitchell, though. I like to see that plus minus what they gain out of that. I'm gonna look that up when we get off the show.
But I don't know, man. He didn't do too good yesterday.
He never does good. He's fucking horrible at free throws. You throw the free throw line, you are fucking horrible. There's no reason.
Check that out, Stats. Let me know tomorrow. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up. What's the plus minus on that? I agree with it at times, but at times you're just doing it for no reason.
They were up 30. He did it. Like
if they that's it. That's this little smear in the face right there. That's just being petty.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's just being petty. But I can see if they already in the bonus and you hack them. But don't hack them to put them in the bonus. Don't do that.
Yeah, it just doesn't make it. Just like you got to look that up for me, fam. If you,
I see what he's doing though. He's hacking that in the quarters.
And don't get me wrong. If the plus minus is what it is what it is. But that's kind of like I can't say it cost them that game though, because they just collapsed all together. It didn't help though. You know what I mean?
It didn't help.
Real quick, man. Thanks, David, man. So I'm gonna correct myself. Correction. I'm thinking graduation. So up here on the East Coast, David, graduation week for high schoolers is not until the next couple of weeks. Graduation starts in the East Coast mostly around the end of May, beginning of June, somewhere around there, and that's when we start seeing a lot of high schoolers graduate here in the East Coast and in Boston area at least. So you guys probably, you know, you guys probably a few weeks earlier than us, or about a month earlier. So David Burns' son graduated from Capital City High School in Jefferson City, Missouri. Shout out to David Burns' son graduating Capital City High School in Jefferson City, Missouri, man. Good luck to you, man. If you on your college adventures or any future adventure out there, man, whatever you decide to do it to the best of your ability and do it positively. So yeah, guys. So real quick, what's another interesting series for you guys that's off the top of your head? Like I said, I've been with this whole, graduation thing, and this past week has been a little bit of a busy one for me. Who else is looking good, man? I see this Denver and Thunder series is tied 2-2. Denver got beat at home today. They could have went up 3-1, right? So what do y'all like about that game?
Yeah, that's a good series. I think that series is gonna go 7. Denver had a chance to win that game. That game was neither one of them played well, to be honest with you. Seemed like Shea ain't woke up yet. I mean, he's had one good game. That's about it. But I just think Denver giving them guys more than they thought they bargained for. I don't think everybody thought Denver, with all that debacle going on, was done, including myself.
Yeah.
And they came out that Clippers series, won that series. Now they're gonna challenge OKC. But
right.
And they could have won that game today.
They should have won that game.
Should have won that game.
Yeah, they were saying that what's your guy's name, Stacks, that didn't have too much of a good game today.
Shea?
No, out of Denver. What's the player name out of Denver?
Oh, Aaron Gordon.
Aaron Gordon. Yeah, he didn't have
shots. He was doing, I mean, not compared to what he's been doing, but he definitely had some big shots, and defensively he was decent. But yeah, overall, either one of those teams, they were honestly, bro, I watched that whole game. That game was not fun to watch. They were missing shots. I mean, I know it's playoff defense and all that, but this was like 14-7 with like 2 minutes to go in the first quarter, bro. It was crazy.
Yeah, they was all missing shots. Yeah, Gordon had 15 and 16.
Yeah, no, Gordon played well. I don't know if you mean Porter. You might be talking about Porter. Porter. I think Porter does something up with, but I don't know what that.
I ain't surprised by that. I ain't surprised by that.
Now he's come and go. I gotta admit, I like Russ, and Russ to me is energy, but he took Joker referred to him way too many times, man. That was like, I was like, what is he doing? He's taking 3 after 3 after 3. I'm like, yeah. And it wasn't that Russell was chasing those. He was just getting the pass by Joker, and he just had to take it. But they left him open. That was their strategy, and it worked.
Yeah.
He didn't give him energy, though. He gave him energy, so I'm not shitting on Russ. I like Russ. He plays hard, but he shouldn't have been. That was surprising that Joker just kept giving him. And, and everybody shits on Tatum, and Tatum deserves everything he gets. But Joker and these guys ain't doing shit. These guys are not doing. These guys are going shit 1 for 10, 2 for. We gotta be fair. It's cool to me. You know what I'm saying? These guys ain't. Yo, shout out to Spider Mitchell, man. This guy's over here doing what he gotta do. I don't know if they're gonna win or not, but he's taking his game up a notch. But that Denver game in OKC, I'm like, that game was. I'm sorry, that was that was a snoozer today, my brother. You know what I mean? But, you know,
So
that's
overall, overall, I know y'all.
7.
Overall, based on where we at right now, and I'm gonna move on from Denver. Overall, based on what we got right now, the 2-2 tie. Who y'all see is the favorite in this series?
OKC's gonna win in 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say OKC as well. I think OKC as well.
Okay. All right. So yeah, man. Next one, we got another series. What's the other series that's going on real quick? Oh yeah, Timberwolves war. Timberwolves.
I can't even. That's
What is that? What is that about, man? I don't know what's that about right now.
You know, Ant being in there, you know, respect. You know, I fuck with Ant. You know what I mean? But without Curry in there, they throwing guys out there I never even heard of. I mean, shout out to them for trying. You know, they ain't giving up, but that series is over, in my opinion. You don't got Curry in there. You got Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and just a bunch of G League type guys. I mean, I get that dude because I forget his name. I don't know if he's Polish. I don't want to be ignorant. Pajensky, whatever. He's okay. He's an okay guy off the bench, but they got him in there taking big shots, playing big minutes. They dusted off Kuminga, who had a good game yesterday, but he's halfway in it because they looking at him. He's looking at them like, y'all bench me. The only reason why I'm playing now is because you have to play me. Moody ain't showed up in that series. Jimmy Butler's hurt.
You're right.
So
you're on the money with that. Moody has 0.
Cracking them every game. I guess
Moody played well last game though.
No, I'm just saying overall, he's not. You know, he doesn't look the same to me. I'm not saying he didn't play.
I think yesterday he played. That was the best game.
He scored 30. He scored 33 yesterday.
Yeah. He scored. No, he had to because there's no one else. He was playing with guys named Steven and Ray and Bill.
I think what Kuminga finished with Beans. He had
36. He had 30 something.
Yeah, so
Kuminga finished with 30. Kuminga finished with 30. Yeah, he was 11 for 18.
They was in that game all the way. Ant just went crazy in the second half.
He was 11 for 30. He was 11 for 18 and 3 for 4 from 3-point.
I just never thought, in my opinion, if Steph was there, it would obviously be way different. I just never thought like that was going to be, you know.
He's saying Steph could be returning. Is that a possibility in this series?
In 1 week.
I don't think he'll make it back. No hamstring. Grade 1 hamstring. I ain't a doctor, but grade 1 hamstring.
They said in 1 week. I mean, like I said, that game was competitive all the way to the end, and then like I said, Ant-Man went crazy in the second half. If he don't go crazy,
shout out to Randall, man, triple double, and he been playing good, man.
He has been. If Ant don't go crazy, they possibly lose that game. Ant had to turn it on in the second half. First half he had 4. So if he don't go crazy,
to be fair, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't watch the whole game, but when I watched that
whole game,
I was like, I don't.
But man, I thought
I don't want to watch that series. That's
to
me. I don't like watching series when you got the best players around and you got all these guys, these miscellaneous guys. Draymond Green, I hate watching Draymond Green play basketball. I hate watching.
Yeah, they need to. Draymond, I hope Golden State move on.
All this angry black man shit. Bro, listen, man. You listen, bro. I'm gonna keep it 100, man.
He made that name for himself. So what is he talking about?
But that's the problem I have, man, because there's real people out here with real shit going on, bro. You a professional athlete. Don't be trying to do that Malcolm X shit. You know what I mean? Like, don't be trying to use that because you losing or whatever you losing, bro. You out here kicking people, elbowing people in the neck. You do look angry. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, Chinese, whatever the fuck you are, bro. You look crazy out there. Yo, bro, every time he falls to the ground, he whips his leg over.
Oh no, somebody going with him.
You know,
yeah.
You know what you're doing.
On facts, if Draymond goes to the turf,
and like Steph said, he knows who to do it to, bro.
Exactly.
Like, true. Bro, you got those, bro. Listen, I just don't listen, bro. It doesn't matter if you're a millionaire or not. I'm just saying, I'm one of them people. I don't like bullies, bro. I hate bullies. I don't respect them. I think he tries to bully his opponent. He punched someone that was 5, bro. If I knocked the dude out, if I hit a dude in the face that was, don't get me wrong, anybody could win any side, but you get what I'm saying. If I knocked a dude out 4 or 5 years ago, I'm still living off of that, bro. I'm still living off of beef I had with a homeboy, punched him in the face in the basketball practice. Like, you living off that, like, you see what I did to homeboy, knowing that you got, your shit ain't on tape, but from what I'm hearing, Tristan Thompson gave you some nasty work. So when you go up against him, you ain't gonna do all that, bro. If you're a bully, you need to bully everybody. I just don't think it's basketball, man. Bringing it back to basketball, it doesn't matter how I feel about him personally. I'll give him his due on his defense, bro. You can't take it away from one of the best defenders of his generation. I will not take that away from that gentleman. But overall, man, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it.
I ain't messing with Draymond either.
Yeah, I don't want to do that, bro. Like I don't, and you know what it is? They set you back when they make it. He sets people back when they make it about race, bro. Like, listen, there's people out here that really going through some shit, and you out here kicking people, choking people. Yo, they did a montage on Twitter. This dude look like he a fucking like.
He's a wrestler.
Yeah, there you go, Beans. Like, bro, you should be in UFC.
WWE. That's what he should be right. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised he'll end up on WWE after the retirement out of basketball.
Yep.
And like I said, you punch homeboy in the face and you living off of that, bro. Ain't no one care about no shit.
They will definitely take him on the WWE.
Yep.
Listen,
he's yelling at, bro. You know, I'm glad someone finally said it. Why does he get away with what he gets away with? As far as how he talks to the refs. I know it's a playoff, so they swallow their whistle. Don't get me wrong when it comes to technical fouls. The only one that's gonna give you a tech no matter what is Tony Brothers. But overall, you know, he didn't give one to Joker today, but he missed that call. But he never gets, you notice that his technical fouls was because of what he does with his actions.
Exactly.
You don't get technicals for what he says after his actions.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? He should have been throwing that game. I forget what game that was, whether it was game last series or this. I think it was a Houston series when he did some wild shit and they gave him a flagrant one, but he already had another tech, but the flagrant one's not a tech. Do you remember that? Either way, that dude, man, I don't know how he gets away with what he gets away with, bro.
True. Me either. I don't know how he do it. It's something that but you know, it's a wrap for them. They you know.
Yeah, they're all done.
They done.
I knew they were. Even with Steph, I had Minnesota winning that series. I think it obviously would have been much closer. It was 50-50.
Yeah, you're
Steph,
right.
That's a 50-50 series because it's just Steph, and I respect Steph, and I give Steph his due even at this late in his career. People don't talk about that enough. They talk about MJ. I'm sorry. They talk about LBJ.
Mm-hmm.
Rightfully so, he should be talked about. Regardless, he should be. That's amazing career. Can't knock LBJ for that. But Steph being 36, running around like that, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And the defense he faced,
yeah.
Houston defense, I think that's probably how he bore his ass down.
So, last game we're going to talk about real quick. I just want to. Somebody mentioned it to me. Somebody said it the other day. They didn't mention it to me. I heard someone say this. That the last game we talked about, we're going to talk about this Cleveland. Who they playing again? Jeez. Pacers. Cleveland, Indiana. Listen, some people saying that Indiana might. Someone said Indiana might be the team to come out the Eastern Conference. I don't know what they got that from and know why they say that.
They might. I don't think they're gonna come out if Cleveland stays how healthy what they are. I don't think they're gonna come back from it.
Yeah, if they don't win tonight, I think Cleveland.
Yeah, it goes 2-2, just like the Celtics 2-2. Like you gotta win. When you up 2-1, you gotta take it.
Yeah, you gotta take it.
You gotta take it. You gotta take it. You're totally right.
I'm a Celtics fan, but you know,
2-0 and you going back to the crib. You got
Right.
you got
Yeah,
to take
you gotta say it. Like for me, not because I'm a Celtics fan, but the Celtics could lose tomorrow and still win in 7 because they could go home, win one, then go to New York and win on the road. If Indiana goes down 3-1, that series is over in my eyes.
You mean Cleveland?
No, I'm saying Indiana because they're playing Indiana. If they go down 3-1, that is a done deal. Put it on a bowl, wrap it up, and and that's if they lose that game. 2-2, I still 2-2, 3-1. It would be tough for Cleveland, but I think just because the injury situation, I think Boston actually is getting. And I'm trying to compare the three. I don't want Boston to go down 3-1. I don't want to think about that. But my point is, the thing with Cleveland, Garland. He's moving, but he's not moving. Maybe Stack seen something different. I'm not sure, but he ain't moving how he was moving.
Nah, they rushed him. He felt that he just got out there to get out there. I don't think he
he got out there to get out there. But Mobley looks good. So
Mobley just had a twist of his ankle.
He looks good. So if they get down 3-1, I just don't think Indiana has it. Anybody is tough to come back 3-1, but Indiana, this is definitely a must win.
I agree.
But Indiana's up in this series, though.
Yeah, they're up 2-1.
Yeah, they're up 2-1.
So if Indiana takes this game right here, Cleveland's in problems then,
yeah,
right?
That's what I'm saying. They're good. But if they don't, if it's 2-2, maybe I said the numbers wrong, but what I'm saying is if Cleveland wins this, it's gonna I just don't see Indiana because they gotta go back to Cleveland.
Right.
They get home court back. Cleveland.
No, I'm with you on that one. I feel you on that one.
I'm sorry though, please. No. I think I got the numbers. I'm sorry, bro. I think I got the numbers mixed up. But I was just basically trying to say the differences between going down 3-1. My bad. Basically, though, if Cleveland wins tonight, I like them in the series.
Nice. You like him? Yeah. I would say that.
I don't want to play what have you done for me lately shit. I'm just going by what you know.
No, you're right. I can say that for myself. If Cleveland goes up in this, if Cleveland wins tonight, Indiana just put themselves in the problem. They have to do what they got to do tonight if they want to put Cleveland on the road.
I don't think Cleveland could come back 3-1, not because they don't have talent. I just don't think that fully helped. I think I kind of got twisted with what I was.
I see what you're saying. I feel you.
Other than Porzingis looks like he's getting his breath back a little bit, not full. They're getting guys back. You know what I mean? But
the way they manage
it was tough though. The Garland has the toe injury, fam, and the stats will tell you better than me. You got that toe joint in basketball. Good luck.
Especially for a guard. That's a tough
for him, right? For him, I mean that's a hard.
No. Listen, any toe injuries in sports, period, bro.
Yeah, it's tough. They probably chop that shit up. Stack said it right. They probably say, hey, yo, DG, you gotta get out there, fam. We can't go down 3-0. And he did. Yeah. The funny thing is, even though he made a difference just being out there, just having a guard that, given that they had to watch him. Mobley came back, Hunter came back. So
right.
He did.
Nice.
He made a difference being out there.
Yeah, he did.
So nice, man. I like the breakdown of a couple, this is the NBA playoff talk with Parlay with us, man. Thanks for everybody who's been tuning in on the YouTube, Facebook side of things, and the Twitch side of things. We appreciate it, man. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Please hit the notifications, man, and please forward this, this live stream, man. We talk every Sunday, every Thursday about sports live, man. We're bringing this as a Boston's-based podcast, and we bring y'all that content on sports and how we feel about the players, the teams, the organizations, and et cetera, man. We throw a lot of opinions, and we like the feedback from the people out there who's watching, man. Shout out to David Burns, once again, one of the #1 subscribers on Parlay with us, man. He's one of our guys on here. David, he just put in, he says Pacers will take it in game set to take it to 7, but the Cavs will take the series. Yeah, that's the consensus that we see over here. Most of us are basically saying that, David, that yes, the Pacers can take it to game 7, but as they saying, man, the Cavs, if the Cavs win this game tonight, the Cavs is winning the series. And thanks, David, for always chiming in, man, and putting your 2 cents in, man. We love the comments, man. Yes, man. And please, people, whoever's out there, you're watching, don't be afraid to jump in the
you know
comments,
what?
man.
Matter of fact, man, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go back to Dallas, bro. When I went to Dallas, I had to work. I was working, man. I didn't get a chance to really, explore
Yeah,
how I wanted to explore.
I never visited. I never visited the state of Texas. I flew through Dallas, Houston one time coming from Mexico.
Bro,
But other than that, I never really touched. Never really visited the
I don't want
Texas
to get on
area.
track, but I just thought of it because real quick though. But I went to this restaurant, bro, out there, and got a hamburger and shit, bro. Yo, that shit was like, that everything's bigger in Texas shit. That's what they were saying. I think it was called some weird name, like, you know how they give you French fries? They gave you these big ass fucking steak fries, bro.
Steak fries is actually pretty good though.
He said y'all would love it. He said y'all would love it here.
No, I've been there. I've been there, Dave. I was there for work, man. Though. It was hot.
I'm actually going. I'm going to take. And Stacks' son is living in the Lone Star State.
Where's he at, Stacks again?
Fort Worth.
Dallas, okay, yeah.
He's in Fort Worth. Yeah, see, I gotta take a visit. Out to Houston, man.
Hot, though, but
I got to. Not even Houston. I just want to go to go to Texas. Period. If it's Dallas, if it's Austin, I heard Austin's nice. With the Spurs playing all that shit. Like, I would like to do some stuff like that, man. And I heard, with the stadium, where the Cowboys play, they said that's like, the best stadium in the NFL in the league right now. So yeah.
Worst team.
Yeah, worst team. No doubt. Dave. Yo, Dave, man, fall time might be our move, because I heard Texas in the deep summer, you don't want to come unless you want to be.
I went in August, bro.
Cooked chicken.
It wasn't good.
Nah, I already. They say that heat, man. That 100 and something humidity daily.
Bro, I was out there for work, man, and we had to walk a lot, bro. It was that was.
Yeah, I'll try Texas in the fall time, man, and come down there. Maybe if the Patriots play the Houston Texans, we'll make that trip, man. And come down there and see what that's like, man. Or even if they play Dallas. He said, "What is the okay? Is the what? Let me see. He probably cleaned it.
Mispronounced something. It's the same. I think he meant the same.
You're right. I mean the same stadium. Okay, all right. Yep. All right, David. No doubt. We definitely gotta come check out Houston, Dallas, man. The Texas period, man. Like you said, I heard the steak down there is no joke. The burgers and stuff, like you said, the steak burgers and all this shit is no joke. Yeah, man, ribs and all that. So, I'll definitely one day, man. Hopefully soon, man. That's on my bucket list to go check out the Lone Star State, and I want to go shooting out there. So I'll keep it 100. They got open range out there. You go shooting, and it's like crazy. I'll be watching some dudes on YouTube from I think they're from the Dallas area. It's called GHG Hustle. These dudes that's on YouTube, young brothers too. GHG Hustle, man. Young brothers on YouTube on the gun tube thing, man. And they be out there shooting in Texas in these open areas, man. And like we don't get it like that out here. We get it a little bit out here, but not like how they get it out there, where they could be going on a little trek, man, like a little friggin' trek for a whole day, man, just shooting and things like that. That's cool, man. So I would like to go out to Texas just to experience that too. And yeah, I heard the food is great too. Yeah. So yeah, we just don't, real quick, guys, we just don't, we support all kind of sports, and shooting is a sport that I support too. So I like target shooting and all that. Right now I'm into that long range shooting. So yeah, man. Sports is sports, so just let's keep it that way. Let me see, please. He said Hill City Burger in Cedar Hill, Texas. Yeah, man. Definitely, man. If we ever come to Dallas, man, area, we'll definitely be hitting up David Burns so we can meet him face to face. I know we're gonna get him on the show shortly. I know due to sometimes scheduling I want to get David Burns on here. He's a special, like I said, this dude's a #1 subscriber, so we got to get him on here so we could chop it up with him and invite him to the team, to the family. So yeah, let's move on real quick before I end the show. I just got a couple things. Let's talk a little bit about football. What's going on in football? Anything going on in football that y'all heard about? I heard one thing.
They had the excuse me.
Your boy Carr retired. Stacks, he retired.
About time. I mean,
he's out of there,
bro. Let's talk about something relevant. Yo, the mini camps, man. The mini camps is going on, Beans. Big Rich.
Already?
Yeah, man. Well, for rookies, the thing is, I'll be honest with you, it's just, it ain't like you could really
gauge anything.
They ain't doing that.
Right.
But what they were saying was, McDaniel seems to be wanting to, dumb down his playbook a little bit, and just seeing those guys out there. The guy went viral from the Jacksonville Cleveland. What's his name? The defensive lineman.
Mm.
The kid from Michigan. They said he looked like he was just, not in shape, gas, but it's still early though. But it's right now as far as football goes, the rookie mini camps is going right now.
Right. They say Ward's already showing that he's a great leader.
Yeah, Ward's doing what he's doing. They had Gabriel. That honestly, bro, it's nothing against Sanders, but this is why I wouldn't have drafted him, bro. If you weren't gonna draft him, just don't draft him. You know what I mean? Because they let the guy they drafted, Gabriel, who I seen play, who I think, me personally, I would say Sanders has a better NFL body and a better, presence than he does in the NFL, but you drafted him. So now they had him in the front, taking more reps than him, even though it's, rookie practice. But they were peppering that guy with questions like, why did you put Gabriel before Sanders and blah, blah, blah. And it's just unneeded shit. It's drama. Like you guys look like you didn't even want to draft him.
Right.
Like, you're not. I thought he should have got drafted. First round pick, I don't know. I don't know. The draft ain't an exact science, bro. Obviously he don't, he did what he did. Could it translate? He's tough. He's accurate. If you give him in a dumb it down offense, a little dink and dunk, hand the ball off, whatever. But my point is you drafted him, and now you're gonna answer questions about why you ain't giving your backup quarterback reps over your other rookie quarterback in the rookie camp. That's just, I don't know, man. Football is one of those things where all those distractions and all that.
Yep.
Look at what happened with the Patriots. You know what I mean? Why did you give this guy the job before he even? Those little storylines in football, I think, affects the team. In my
yeah.
He said, David said he did read NFL fans react wildly to Dylan Gabriel getting first.
It was all over the news.
Yeah,
it was all over the news. It led the news before the NBA playoffs joint. That got more coverage than the NBA playoffs. And I know it's the NFL, but I'm like, damn. But
real quick, and George Pickens got traded.
Yeah, he got traded to the Cowboys.
To the Cowboys, the Steelers.
That wasn't a surprise. Me and Stacks were talking about that last year, man. Like,
Yeah, I know y'all was talking about that last year about the player Pickens and how he doesn't.
That's a good trade for Dallas. Dallas made some good moves this offseason.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lie to you. They did with the Pickens. I thought that was a good pickup with Joe Milton for them over there. Put some fire. Put some fire. I just think Pickens was good. You can't double CD now. I mean, I think they might be off. They might be halfway decent in that car. I still think Philly and Washington are the two teams to beat. But
right.
Because Dallas, I mean, I don't know what Dallas. You just flip a coin and whatever you get from Dallas is what you get from them.
This is what you get from them.
But I'm glad you were talking about that too, Stats. But maybe I'm wrong. But in football, it seems like those off-field stuff, distractions and etc. It just causes it. Look at Bill in UNC. He gotta, before the season starts, his school gotta put out a press release saying his girl ain't allowed on the field. And
That's some bullshit. Bill could nip that in the bud if he wanted
No,
to.
I know. I'm not saying no. I'm not. I agree with you, Stats. I'm not saying it ain't bullshit, but what I'm saying is a story, though. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a story that could be flushed in the toilet if Bill wanted to. Bill want that shit. Seemed like to be going on like that. But you keep your lady at home. She got no business on the field. Period. Nobody.
True.
Lady
keep her
on
up.
the damn field.
She's upstairs in the
but
booth.
if you making his toes curl,
It's already
you know what I
enough
mean?
to
Bill right now, listen, Bill's 70-something years old, digging out a 23-year-old. Let's keep it real. Even though he's a millionaire, whatever, he's still digging out a 20. This dude, she could probably tell that nigga to walk for a cheesecake in Brooklyn, and he'll do it. She could diddy that nigga. Go get me a cheesecake, Bill. Bill's old ass would walk out the door. He do whatever, bro. This chick is wilding, but either way, my point is, I don't want to get too deep in that. My point is, you in football, those little distractions cause it means something.
Right. So yeah, man. Listen, I know there's more to go on football coming up, man. Basketball is just heating up. We're in round 2 of the playoffs. We got a lot to go. I hope the Celtics take care of business tomorrow night. I think is that tomorrow night. I'm sure it is. I hope they take care of business tomorrow night and bring the party back home to Boston and deal with the Knicks accordingly. And for everybody else in the NBA, we already gave what we feel about those series that's going on right now, and we will address it more on Thursday. We'll see what's going on Thursday while some of these games tick off for the rest of the week, and we'll be back. And before we go back, I think before we take off, David probably has one more statement for us, and we're going to give it to him. Let me see what he's saying here. Let me see. Hold on. He said, I can't wait till they see that he's capable of Browns going to be feeling pretty freaking stupid. He's a good QB and he has the potential to be great. I truly hope he gets his opportunity. And that's Shador Sanders that I'm sure he's talking about.
He's in the right spot to get an opportunity. He definitely can compete for a job right there. He's in the right spot. He ain't sitting behind nobody. There's no proven number one there. So hopefully the coach gives him ample opportunity to compete for the job.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the only thing he's got to worry about. That's within this team. I mean, he's in the right situation to compete for a job. I mean, there ain't no quarterback over there. Kenny Pickett, you fucking kidding me?
You're right.
Yeah, he's in the right situation.
He's in the right situation.
I think he was a second round pick, maybe third round pick. I didn't see him.
I think second round pick. That's no second round. I was just more surprised that he didn't get picked in the first. But I thought second round anyway. But
I was surprised he didn't get picked in the first. I was
kind of a little surprised, man. Like to be.
First, I wasn't surprised. Second, I was. I didn't think he was gonna get because I'm just being real. I don't. That's just me. But 6th round, that's ridiculous, man.
That's ridiculous.
You know, I don't care what Deion said or does, or I ain't gonna call him coach and prime and enough of these nicknames. Your name is Deion Sanders. Like, bro, at the end of the day, I don't care what he said, bro. You can't. I think Saints should have snatched him up. You know what I mean?
True.
But
no, they probably would have. If this would have came out earlier, they probably would have.
No, but they already had an idea that this guy. I mean, I don't know if they thought he was going to retire, but that's why he was already connected with the Saints because they figured that guy had an issue with his arm. I didn't think you're right though, Sex. I don't think they thought he was going to retire, but they knew he was hurt. You know what I mean?
So they knew he was hurt, but they didn't know he was finished.
No, you're right, but still, they. From what I heard, I could be wrong, but I'm reading my shit off of Twitter, so who knows how accurate that shit is. They said he might have started the season on the injured joint. So if that's the case, who's their quarterback over there now? Who they got?
They drafted the kid Tyler Shuck out of Louisville. They was high on that dude.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, they I heard good things about him, but if they liked him more than homeboy, then more power to him. I forgot they drafted him. So, okay, you make a goal.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We'll see. Listen, I'll tell you one thing. I'm rooting for homeboy. You know why, man? Because, listen, if your biggest gripe against homeboy is he wears jewelry and he says wants to be the next Tom Brady, then we got an issue in America. Like, That's your issue with this homeboy. Because he's rocking jewelry and listening to Go Yayo. We all mad about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's it is what it is.
That's his generation. That's his time.
That's what he wants to do.
He didn't get drafted because it's going to take a first of all, if you're a coach on the hot seat, you got to worry about his pops taking your job. That's number one. Second of all, it's going to take a headstrong coach to put up with the fucking distractions. This is, you can say what you want, man. Nobody wants to deal with that shit, man.
That's what it is.
No, I agree. I'm not disagreeing.
You're already coaching.
Me and Stacks had this conversation about already. A lot of it is that.
That's why the Giants didn't draft him.
But you know what though? That, like you said about Bill, a lot of these guys can nip it in the butt. I'm a billionaire owner. I'm gonna sit here and say, listen.
Yeah,
to the coach.
Owner can.
No, to the coach. No, to the inside, not outside the building. Real quick, let me just finish real quick. Not outside the building. Outside the building, it is what it is. It is a distraction. I'm not denying that. But inside the building, you can sit there and go to whether it's Dayball or the guy from the Saints. I don't know what's his name? The kid from Dallas, Kellen Moore. He their coach Saints. You go to him and say, look, you don't have to worry about your job. You're gonna have to deal with a lot of this, but give them that reassurance behind the scenes. But you're right, Stacks and Beans. Outside of it that was gonna happen when he was drafted in the first round or the sixth round. You know what I mean? Just that has to be reassured behind closed doors that you don't have to worry about Deion Sanders being a coach. And let's keep it real. What the fuck has he won?
He's saying it's his attitude that kept him out the first round.
And for what the reports say, he was blowing off a lot of meetings. And he didn't.
If he did that, then he deserves it. If that's the truth, then I can't. I'm sorry, Stats.
It was the arrogance. He didn't throw at the combine, and he didn't throw at his pro day either. So
now that when you're not throwing, I don't care about
you got to throw out one of them. You got to
throw at one of them. I really don't. Yes, I do like the combine because it got. Some people look at the combine as some kind of like, like a slave trade thing. I don't want to get into that. But some people, I look at it as okay, skills. It's a skill thing, right? If you didn't do the combine, you gotta do your pro day. Yep. Because now you want to show whatever those 32 teams, even though it's the same thing as the combine, but this is your pro day. This is not you with the rest of the college, your college, teammates, or not teammates, but the rest of the college, guys out there in the draft or who's potential draftees. You're out there by yourself showcasing your skills with 32 teams, or maybe half of that, 20 teams, whatever it might be. And if you don't even want to do that and throw the ball, come on now. And you think just because my name is Shedeur Sanders and my pops is Deion Sanders that you should draft me in the first round? No, you got it mixed up. Yes, we saw tape. Yes, we saw you play since Jackson State. Yes, we saw all of that. But dude, this is now years later. We got to see how you progressed since Jackson State, how you progressed within these past 2 years or whatever it was, 2 years in Colorado. And if you're not gonna showcase that, me as a GM or owner, I can't take the risk because I'm not seeing the quality of the talent. I'm not gonna take the quality just off of tape. So that's a little bit on him, and then the arrogance of who he is and who his father is. They themselves have to get over themselves a little bit too, though. You know what I mean? Like, you got to come to reality.
Thank the Lord. I think he ended up in the right spot. I think he ended up in the right spot to compete for the job. Luckily, he didn't end up on a job with his established quarterback when he wasn't going to be able to compete with a job. And luckily, he ended up on the job on a team where his Cleveland, who gives a flying fuck? You know what I'm saying? So,
I think Cleveland was looking at like maybe we can end up with a gem in the bottle.
Did you see that war room when they drafted homeboy?
Who?
When they drafted Shedeur Sanders, did you see the war room?
No. I saw.
They look like, honestly, bro. Know what it looked like? It looked like someone's dog died in that war room. I didn't see no clapping, no congrats. I don't want to. To be fair, bro, to be honest about it, that is the weirdest. We know why. Okay, we know his attitude, his father, and all that. I'm talking from the Cleveland perspective. That is just the weirdest situation because it looked like they didn't want to draft him, fam.
I think they
were surprised that he was there.
That he was there. I felt as though that they're looking at it like, wow. Is it when did Tom Brady get drafted?
6th round.
There you go. And I'm not saying he's Tom Brady. Don't get me wrong. Please, guys, do not get me wrong.
He said he was.
But I'm not saying that. We watched Tom Brady. We watched Tom Brady. I don't care because he probably grew up playing. We saw Tom Brady over here. We saw the maturation. We saw it all. Like we didn't. So I'm not saying he's Tom Brady, but Cleveland said, "Wow, 6th round, and he's here. We got to take him."
Yeah, that's
what I mean.
That's what
they did. Because it's a genie in the bottle. Maybe we got a gem here and we don't know it. And if we don't, we didn't really pay nothing for it.
Yeah. I think he get ample opportunity to compete for that job over there.
Right. So that's where it's at the end of the day. He's going to get an opportunity to compete in Cleveland because Cleveland doesn't have a solid situation at quarterback right now. Do what you got to do. If you're the dude, right?
Yeah.
We should be hearing in August. No, late July. We should hear during our Parlay With Us podcast, during camp, we should be hearing that Shedeur Sanders is leading all QBs in Cleveland camp. That's all we should be hearing. That's what we should be waiting to hear. That's it. So if he don't do that, then we know what it is then, right? And maybe the other guy might be better.
Yep.
So we'll wait and see. So with that being said, guys, it was a great show. We're going to end it there. Yo, David Burns, thanks for coming through, man, once again and being part of the family and getting in that chat. We like the chat. It's a good thing, man, when we get people to jump in the chat, man. Next time you guys out there, we got people that was in here on this live. Jump in on the chat, man. Give your opinions on what y'all feel about some of these teams, players, games, and organizations. He said he's going to prove y'all wrong. But he said he's going to prove the NFL wrong. He might, though, David. He might prove the NFL wrong.
Hopefully he does.
Hopefully he does. Hopefully. I'm not rooting against him. Don't get me wrong, David. Don't get me wrong. We're not rooting against Shedeur Sanders. If he has the skills, he has the skills. That's all. I just
don't think he was a first round pick.
I'm totally with that too. I didn't think he was a first round pick. I didn't think that from the first year in Colorado. You know what I mean? So that's just me. When they was already anointing him to be the first round pick from Jackson State years ago, he was gonna go number 1 when it was his turn. But you know what? That's that on that, man. We got a little bit in NFL in there. We chimed in on some NFL. We got that NBA talking. We talked about our Celtics winning game 3 and how they're going to move forward. Shout out to everybody in the YouTube. Shout out to everybody in the Facebook side of things and the Twitch. Please like, subscribe, and share and hit those notifications. It's greatly appreciated. Please. It makes the channel grow. We're trying to grow the channel. We're trying to make a little different moves soon so we can bring some better content to you guys. Bring the podcast more live and outside and get it all vibed up. So just stick with us, man. It's a work in progress, plus, we grown men that work too. So yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys on the flip side. We out. Peace.
God to make moves, doobie don't snooze, it's on your back, cause they hate you, dog break through, son get through.